Chats, an initiative of Hekima Center where you meet ordinary people doing life in an extraordinary way. In this series, where we handle teenage parenting in crisis, you will meet two teen parents who will tell us how they are parenting in this unprecedented crisis season. Schools are closed, children and parents are home for extended periods of time. Conflict and crisis is bound to happen. We will hear from them how they are coping in this very unprecedented and trying season. We have with us Robert and Connie Ouko from Geneva, parents of two teen boys and one 3-year-old boy. And then we also have Eric and Lydia Mkae, who are parenting 3 teenagers, 2 boys, 1 girl, and they have twins. My co-host, Lydia Angopa, and I will be your host, Linda Maruti. Maybe we can begin from the beginning, and the beginning is, how are you guys doing?
We are doing well. We are doing well. I think it's been we are growing progressively in it, because in the beginning it was a bit difficult.
Yes.
The first 2 weeks was chaotic. First of all, it was difficult to maintain a program, because for us, already when the quarantine was starting,
yes,
I'd already telecommuted the Thursday, and then the Friday telecommuting started. The whole country shut down, and then the next week everybody was telecommuting. So for me, I started on telecommuting mode, and then Connie joined, because I telecommuted Thursday, Friday, and then the Monday Connie joined because the whole country was shut down, and also the kids joined. So the first week was very hectic, because the office still expects you to work 100%. And it's not the same, because you're working and at the same time you're with the kids, taking care of them. It wasn't easy. But then also the kids had online school going on, so they receive homework online, and then they do them and submit. So the first 2 weeks was a bit hectic. It was difficult because the kids as well thought that they were on holiday. So they would stay late in the night. Then we had to tell them, guys, look, I think we need a change here. You guys are not on holiday. It's an exceptional period. And then, together with that, we had issues of shopping as well, because some of the home stuff, chakula nini zilikuwa zinaisha kwa shops. So I would wake up in the morning, instead of starting with job, I go to the supermarket. You go to the supermarket, there unapata line. And then it takes maybe an hour and a half to finish the shopping. So by the time you finish shopping, you come home, it's around 11, so you get into the office mode. And then also in the office, because of these many changes, for me, because I deal with meetings, there's a lot of cancellations and changes, so I was finding myself working, even more than I do in the office. So the first 2 weeks was a bit hectic. Connie, what do you think for you?
I had no idea what to do, actually, the first 2 weeks. We thought that we had shopped enough, first of all, that because we normally shop across the border, it's cheaper. And so we thought that, I thought there was enough food. But then because they're teenagers, they're growing, we have a 12-year-old, a 15-year-old, and then there's Kingsley, who's 3.5. So the big ones, there was no way of, you can't tell your child don't eat now, So it's a constant eating free holiday season. Food is here, and Okay, I had to quickly get into the organizer mode, which is one thing I really, trust God for. Still trusting God to be better organized. So I had to organize meals. I tried as much as possible to make sure that the food that we had was enough for at least 2 weeks. I didn't succeed, but at least there was some sort of plan, for meals that we made sure we could have at least one big meal a day, and then breakfast, and then one big meal a day, which is dinner. Because the sleeping time, as Robert has said, it was a holiday season for the children, so they thought. So they would sleep late and then wake up late. So of course, you only have a breakfast at midday, and then breakfast at midday, and then dinner. Yeah. Okay, that's the food side. What else? We had.
You tell them what the decision we made food-wise, so that the kids would just
one meal a day. One big meal a day.
Yeah, they'll just pop into the refrigerator and just wipe out everything. They eat at, you'd think someone if they're eating at 11, you'd think they're having lunch. What? And that's really a meal, but it's breakfast. And then, so they eat at 11, and then at 2 again, they're eating, at 4 they're eating, and then they're eating for dinner.
And we still love them. But and when we went to the shelves, you wouldn't believe it, but the shelves were empty.
What?
And that is
in the supermarket?
Yes.
Like
all the things.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was. You remember what we used to see on TV when
I had some pictures. I think I'll send them. I'll send you some pictures that I took in the supermarket. The first few days that week 1 and week 2 was a bit difficult because also the country was trying to adjust to the shutdown.
Yes, it looked
and people were panicking, doing panic shopping. So when you go to the shop at around 10, everything is finished. And I don't know for some reason, I don't know what people thought that maybe, I don't know, does tissue help with COVID? Because in the first 2 weeks, if you go to the shop an hour late, you don't find tissue paper. I don't know what tissue has to do with COVID, but that was our experience, that tissue was not there.
Yeah, the tissue thing, I also wondered, because even here, tissue was a big thing. I don't know what tissue and COVID have. Somebody should tell us, because yes, even for us, tissue was it was one of the things that people got off the shelf immediately.
Yeah.
I think people just didn't want to imagine being on lockdown, you can't go out, and tissue is finished. I think you'd rather even be out of food for most people, because they just can't imagine. It's not like you have pit latrines.
That's it.
No, but I think people are overdoing it at the same time. It went overboard. Duka inafunguliwa hivi. There's a time I went to the shop, and now the deal was, okay, now I have to go get tissue. So what I'll do is I go just before the shop opens. When the shop opens like this, that's the first counter people go to, and within 30 minutes, the counter is empty.
Wow. It's finished.
Food after.
Wow.
But I think it has changed now. So you were saying
Interesting.
Then you had to put an arrangement for eating. So
that was done. That was done. The plan was. Sorry?
You have boys for.
At 3 o'clock there was somebody in the kitchen. At 3 a.m. 3 a.m.
What?
Yes.
And I don't know, the good thing, or I don't know if it's good or bad, is that they know how to cook. So
it's good. It's very good. I must say that they both cook. The big boys both cook.
Yes.
So, but there's one who cooks for the entire family.
There's one who cooks.
There's one who cooks for himself.
I won't specify.
And there's one who cooks for himself.
Yes, but I won't tell the name. We were well taken care of. That area was less stress for me than Robert. Yeah.
We've come to the end of today's episode. We've been talking about teens parenting. Our guests today have been Koinange and Robert from Geneva, and Lydia and Eric Mukaye from Nairobi, both parents of teenagers. They've been sharing with us how they are coping with this season of lockdown. Please like our Facebook page and invite your friends to. Thank you. See you then.